You would think these Republican senators, even if they don't want to talk out against Donald Trump, they would want to remain reality based. They would keep quiet. They won't come on TV. I don't know what's wrong with this senator from Indiana, but check this out and then we'll take it on the other side. But luckily, George Stephanopoulos did it very well this time. Check this out.
Whether we would find widespread fraud, there's a wide gulf in between. And I think that when you just say that there's nothing there, you're going to have half of the country uncertain about what just happened and disgruntled going into the future.
Sir, I think it's pretty hard to argue that it's been reflexively dismissed. What you've had since the election is certification processes in every state. Those include audits and in many states recounts. Those certifications have been done in many states led by Republican governors like Arizona and Georgia. There have been more than 55 lawsuits brought forward by the president and his allies. 38 have been dismissed by judges. There have been investigations directed by the Justice Department, by the Attorney General. And the Attorney General came back and said there's no evidence of widespread fraud. So the process has played out, hasn't it? And there's no evidence of widespread fraud. Why can't you accept the results?
I think it's easy to say it's played out because that might be the most convenient thing to say, but let's look at what the Secretary of State did not mention in Georgia. You know, the video where after a counting place closed, you see boxes of ballots coming out from underneath the table. I know that's kind of a graphic example, but
well, I have to stop you right there. No, that it wasn't mentioned because it didn't show anything improper. He's spoken to that this week. That was exactly the proper process for counting the ballots. There wasn't anything wrong shown in that video at all. So you're just throwing out a claim out there that doesn't prove what you're saying.
I think unless you scrutinize something like that further, or what about like
it was scrutinized,
where there were a couple 100,000 absentee ballots that got cast without a request for it. All I can tell you is if you don't at least give perfunctory kind of investigation into it, whether it's December 14th and what happens beyond, you're going to have a good part of the country. It's over 50% that view that something is amiss, and that's going to carry forward. Look at Arizona, Wisconsin, Georgia. When you take the number of electoral votes associated with that roughly 40,000 vote popular margin, that's under half of what it was back in 2016. So all I'm telling you is when you put two and two together, if we don't let the process play itself out, regardless of what you're talking about in terms of unifying the country, there are going to be many people that are unsettled with the fact that we don't take it to its full conclusion.
Senator, you just mentioned three states, Arizona, Georgia, and Wisconsin. There were audits in those three states. There were recounts in those three states. Two of those states are led by Republican governors who certified the election results, saying there's no reason to doubt them.
George, recounts are one thing, and we all know that they hardly ever change result of an election. Ballot integrity, a whole other issue. And from the get-go, there was a dialogue on recounts, and people have certified all this stuff. That, to me, is dismissing some of the evidence, sworn testimony that's out there. And if you don't carry it to its conclusion, you're going to have uneasiness going into the future.
It has been carried to its conclusion. That is all we have time for this morning. Thanks very much.
Let's be clear here. Joe Biden won by over 8 million, over 7 million votes. That's a fact. Okay, he got over 81 million votes. Now, it's also a fact that all of these things have been investigated. And notice that when Senator Braun was told, you're trying to pull one out, throw one out here, and Stephanopoulos answered it, and he called him out. He didn't have anything to say about what Stephanopoulos said was the fact. These guys know what they're doing. One of the reasons you see me give the average Joe Blow Republican, average Joe Blow conservative a chance is because their leadership, the people that they think should be respectable, the people that they should respect, they are out there telling bald-faced lies. So if they have a Senator Braun lying to them and a Democrat's trying to tell them the truth, the Democrat has to work a whole lot harder when you have this guy, a supposedly respected senator, doing that. So, with all that we do as activists, let's take that into account when we're talking to those on the other side. That their leadership, the ones that we need to that we need to extricate from the political system, are the leadership of the Republicans. These are the most dangerous cats out there. That's where the problem lies. You nip the head and you can start doing something better with the rest of the folk. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.